Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. Yeah, starting with a bit of breaking news. Pensacola Police now investigating a shooting near Workman Middle School tonight. One person was shot a number of times outside the school on Langley Avenue at about 8:30 tonight. That victim is alive, was taken to a hospital in stable condition, we're told. WEAR's Yona Gavino is now live at the scene with police. Yona?
Bob, good evening. When you hear the words school shooting, you can't really help but feel a gnawing feeling in your heart. Your heart stops. Now, in this case, to rewind, it was a shooting, but it happened near the school property. So here's what we know from police. There was a sporting game, okay? People tell me, families tell me it was a basketball game. That's when all of a sudden shots ring out. Now, people who are here were luckily able to notify a Pensacola police officer who was here this evening working that basketball game. Police presence arrived very fast. The issue here is the suspect has taken off. So here's what happened. The victim, we're told, was standing outside. That's when all of a sudden, Bob, a car pulled up, opened fire. Mike Wood with the Pensacola Police Department tells us that the victim was shot several times, got hit in the arm, the leg area. Now tonight we do know that it is not a child. Mike Wood telling us just moments ago it's believed it was an adult male who was shot. There is no word, though, on if there's a connection between the shooter and the victim, but here is what police had to say moments ago.
Well, there were shots fired near a school, and it's going to get a heavy response each and every time from the Pensacola Police Department.
Workman Middle School obviously placed on lockdown, Bob. That sporting event stopped in its tracks just a moment ago. I can tell you there was a stream of parents frantically driving away. That basketball game, we're told, did not proceed. And coming up in the next 15 minutes, we will give you an update, including what parents and families who were here at the game saw, felt, and heard. That's coming up. Bob, I'll send it back to you.
Pensacola police are investigating a shooting near Workman Middle School tonight. One person shot a number of times just outside the school. Police say they found the victim on Langley Avenue at about 8:30 tonight. Tonight, Police Chief Eric Randall says the victim is at the hospital. WEAR's Yona Gavino is at the scene now. Yona?
Bob, tonight this remains a very active crime scene as investigators, we're told, continue to scrub through any video, hoping to piece together what happened. We have also been told that this will remain a very active search area in terms of police officers here on the ground, combing through this area, nearby homes and nearby streets, to try to find any trace of the getaway vehicle, the suspect or suspects who were inside of that vehicle that rolled up to Workman Middle School earlier this evening, opened fire, and took off, we're told, westbound on Langley. Now, the police chief of Pensacola was also here on scene and updated us just a moment ago. Take a listen to what he had to say.
This investigation is active, ongoing. This is a lot of preliminary information, but I wanted to make sure I got in front of you to give you as much information as possible, as soon as possible. And as you can say, with any investigative situation, it is fluid and information can change at any time.
And the police chief telling us as well tonight that it was not a child, not a student, we're told, who was shot here. In fact, he says it was an adult male. Again, it is way too early for us to know why, what was the motive, if there was any relation, or if this was a targeted attack. But I can tell you in the last 30 minutes, this was where we saw a steady stream of cars, panicked parents and families just making their way home, leaving Workman Middle School. Again, that basketball game was placed on lockdown. The school was placed on lockdown. That game never finished. But tonight we are told the victim is expected to survive, again, as the search for the suspects who pulled the trigger continues. Bob, back to you.